Imagine getting in early in Solana at the cycle lows around 15 bucks. Finding these trades might be easier than you think, but you have to know where to look. And more importantly, you have to be right. If you want to see massive gains, you have to start looking where others aren't, and you have to find the opportunities before they're heard. Well, guys, what if I told you that there might be another trade setup just like that happening right now? We're going to dive into that today, plus a whole lot more. If you're excited for the show, do me a favor, destroy the like button. If you're new to the channel, what's up? My name is Chasse. Welcome. I've been in crypto for almost 13 years. My goal here is to bring you all the alpha to help you guys make the best decisions and to tell you what I've been up to during this bull run. So without further ado, guys, let's dive into it. Happy Monday, everyone, by the way. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So as we can see on the Bitcoin chart, right now Bitcoin is at 96,403. And my guess is that people are speculating. Now, the markets just opened in the US about 15 minutes ago. So it's still too early to assess whether this is ETF flows or not. My guess is it's not, because every day I film these videos around the exact same time, and when the markets are opening, people for some reason think that there are going to be these big sell-offs from the ETFs, and then they don't, right? And over the weekend, we had Bitcoin coming down and people got nervous, right? As you can see, this is the daily, right? So we started the weekend at like $98,000, right? And then now we're at 96.2. And people essentially just sold over the weekends. A lot of people. Remember the show on Friday when we said all those retail traders are selling and taking profits? Well, you need the ETF inflows, we talked about that, to keep the price up. And since there's no ETF trading on the weekend, centralized exchanges are closed on the weekend. Ancient technology. That's what happens, right? And so now my guess is, we're 96.1 right now, guys. My guess is that we're seeing a little bit of pre-market hesitation, or not pre-market, but early market hesitation, and a little bit of fear here that we might get sell off. But my guess is that things will start turning around as the ETFs start putting in their bids. And let's take a look at some of my trades if you are curious how they're going. As you can see over here, I actually took about an hour and a half ago, I actually took a little bit of profits on my Bitcoin trade, not because I felt bearish on it, but because I wanted to open up some new trades down here. And you can see one of them that I've opened up is Starkware. It's not doing so well right now, but it's early on in the trade, so we'll see how that goes. TIA trade is doing extremely well, up 110%. The AVAX trade up 175%, and the Bitcoin trade up 83%. So all in all, guys, doing extremely well over here on the trades. And I opened up a new one as well over here for Near. Because the markets are pulling back, it's not doing so well. This was also opened up earlier today, and Bitcoin up, still doing up pretty well. So guys, Levex and Blowfin are the two exchanges that I'm using right now. No KYC, nice interfaces. If you guys want to get in the VIP group, instructions are in the description below. And as we can see over here, breaking news, BTC weekly close, the highest in history. The highest, not by percentage, but by value, right? So just by value, the biggest weekly close ever on Bitcoin was last week. Really impressive, really, really impressive. So Michael Saylor said over here yesterday, we need to get more green dots. The green dots, for those of you who are not familiar with the matter, are the times that Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy have bought. They bought Bitcoin over here. They bought Bitcoin over here. They bought Bitcoin down here. They bought it up here, down here, up here, blah, 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 right? And Michael Saylor says he'll always be buying the top. So he says it's time to get more green dots, right? So Runner XPT clarifies it for you, by the way, over here. It says, for those who don't get it, Michael Saylor tweeted the same thing last weekend. Then they announced $4.6 billion purchase from previous week. Insane. So then we have this going in. Michael Saylor has completed a $3 billion offering of convertible notes at 0% coupon and 55% premium with an implied strike price of $672. Okay, so he raised another $3 billion, but what happened over the weekend? Over the weekend, Fred Krueger says, summary of MicroStrategy situation from Spaces today, thanks to Josh, Dark Side of the Moon, and others for input. At about 2 p.m. PST today, this was yesterday, $2 billion of Tether were minted. It's extremely likely that MicroStrategy was the source of these $2 billion in Tether. It uses USDT to buy Bitcoin on exchanges like Binance. At the same time, Bitcoin was $97,300, and it has since climbed to $98,300 as MicroStrategy buying bots have started operation. The $2 billion is just a start. MicroStrategy raises $3 billion from the convertible and probably issued anywhere between $2 to $9 billion using its ATM facility. In other words, it now has potentially up to $12 billion to put to work. This massive war chest is expected to be deployed before Wednesday and possibly by Monday, with the resulting 8,000 indicating MicroStrategy now has up to 120,000 new Bitcoin. This massive war chest is expected to be deployed before Wednesday and possibly by Monday. No trading on Thursday, Thanksgiving, and then possibly probable inclusion of QQQ on Friday based on jump price 500. And as you can see over here, guys, as of today at 8:04 p.m., so just an hour and a half ago or something like that, Michael Saylor posts, MicroStrategy has acquired 55,000 Bitcoin for $5.4 billion at $97,862 per Bitcoin and has achieved Bitcoin yield to date 35.2%, quarter to date, and 59.3% year to date. As of 11/24, we hodl 386,700 Bitcoin, acquired for $21.9 billion at 56,761 average price per Bitcoin. Crazy. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Crazy and amazing. So far in 2024, we have seen 7 convertible note offerings toward Bitcoin purchases. MicroStrategy have done 5. It's a record in a single year. And Mara has done 2. We talked about Mara the other day. And guys, this is pretty big. So Allianz, the largest insurance company in the world, I didn't know that, by assets, purchased 25% of MicroStrategy's $3 billion bond or convertible debt. Okay, they want exposure. That's good. The moment U.S. government purchases 1 Bitcoin, it will set off a global arms race, says Cameron Winklevoss. So we think that's going to happen, right? We think it's going to happen, but not till January when Trump comes into office. And then we think that'll probably happen pretty shortly after that. Maybe it's Senator Lumbus's bill. Maybe RFK helps write a new one that's more aggressive. I don't know. Okay, guys, and just in breaking news, Trump nominates pro-Bitcoin Scott Bessent as the next Treasury Secretary. And as Raoul Powell says, Scott Bessent is the new Treasury Secretary, is in favor of a weak dollar and lower oil prices to drive U.S. and global growth. That is all you need to know. It will drive financial conditions. TLDR, Scott is good for your bags. I've known him for over a decade, and he gets it. Essentially, he wants to create a weaker dollar, meaning printing more money, and lower oil prices, sending things that are paired against dollar and oil higher, like Bitcoin, for example. Also, we talked about this last week, President-elect Donald Trump to pick and run the Commerce Department. Howard Lutnick is aiming to strengthen his alliance with one of the most controversial names in crypto, Tether Holdings. Dun-ta-da. Cantor Fitzgerald CEO Howard Lutnick bets on Bitcoin-backed lending with Tether partnership. And Cantor acquires a 5% stake in Tether worth over $600 million. Tether's like the craziest company in the world. It's like one of the highest revenue producing companies per employee count in the world. But Pump Fund might now be outperforming that actually, which is insane. So Solid Intel says Hong Kong's largest digital bank, ZA Bank, has launched a crypto trading services. There we go. Let's go Hong Kong, and by de facto China getting into it. The East is getting into the game. So Tether has minted a total of $15 billion in November. $15 billion in November has been absolutely insane. And stablecoin supply is growing at the fastest pace since 2021. 10% growth in 3 weeks. But this time, 10% is much higher net value. It's $17 billion, right? And guys, so we have this catalyst, right? And for me right now, you know, coming into, we're almost in December here. We still have definitely some active days going, right? And I definitely see that the market's going to go pretty crazy. But right now is the time that you want to position, right? And so I do plan on, you know, bringing you guys some good quality coins outside of meme coins for sure. Because my bet is in January, we're going to start to see altcoins and altcoin season happening, and launch season as well. Platforms like Paid and Commonwealth, I think those will excel in January, February, moving out through 2025. As Mario says over here, FTX is set to begin paying back $16.5 billion to customers in 2025 FTX announced it will start repaying customers and creditors up to $16.5 billion early next year, following a court-approved reorganization plan. So by December 2024, distribution agents are finalized, with customers setting up accounts. By January 2025, initial payments begin, with creditors expecting to recover between 120 to 140%. Nice little bonus. I'd rather have my assets before they got lost, but that's okay. At least we're getting them back with a little bit of interest. This follows the exchange's 2022 bankruptcy and convictions of its top execs, SBF, blah, 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 blah. So we're getting money back. We're getting a huge stimmy check. And guys, a lot of this is not coming into Bitcoin, right? A lot of this is coming into altcoins, right? Because everyone using FTX was pretty degen, and they were trading and leveraging. It was a bull market. So my guess is that it's going right back into altcoins. Faux show. All right, guys. And just want to remind you, if you're watching just real quick, you got a Black Friday sale on Ledger and NordVPN, guys. Security is super important. Nord is less than $4 a month, I believe, and really big savings. Link in the description below. Same with Ledger. Oh, I didn't share these with you too. These are awesome. So in addition to these great touchscreen Ledger devices that you should definitely order for your safety, I think these are really awesome too. These kind of these crypto steel capsules, or the billfold, basically, or this crypto tag Zeus, whatever you like, right? Basically, these are things that are steel, and you can put your private keys in these things, and then you can go bury them somewhere or put them somewhere. They're fire resistant, they're bomb resistant, pretty much. So, whereas if it's a fire and your private keys are written on a piece of paper, then maybe they burn and you lose them. But these things, fire resistant. So, taking security seriously is a really big deal, guys. Really big deal. Okay, so for those of you guys who have never been in a bull market before, here's what it feels like according to Mando. I agree with a lot of these things, not everything, but a lot of them. So he says that mid-cap memes going 2 to 3x in a week, those same coins retracing 40-50% in 5 days, constant excruciating FOMO, buying betas of runners and getting wrecked, buying runners of the highs and getting wrecked, buying a coin and instantly calculating P&L of a 10x, so thinking that you're going to make 10x on everything, hearing every coin should be the ship of the cycle, holding on to some all-time high net wealth figure. We all do this. Everyone looks at the highest that their portfolio has ever been, and then we expect that to be the new default, when in fact, it never is, right? So you always want to measure, when you've been around for multiple cycles, you want to measure not from peak to peak, but from trough to trough, right? And if you're more wealthy, the bottom of the following market cycle, then you're doing well. Comparing yourself to friends who made 7 figures, believing utility coins for some new sector work, group chats going completely dead, and sell-offs, Bitcoin going higher. So Altcoin Sherpa has a pretty good point over here. The better the coin, the less you want to trade it. HODL your winners and trade the volatile ones. They're all volatile. So are we at a place right now, guys, where the meme coins have seen at least a local top? And I'm not going to go through this thread in extensive detail, but just so you know, Pump Fund launched a live streaming, and these are actually all kind of funny. So if you want to go watch them later, Star Platinum Soul made this thread, and you can see some of the crazy things that people have been doing on the live streaming Pump Fund, and some of them are really bad and crazy too. I saw some threads where some people were saying like Pump Fund needs to be taken down because disturbing stuff on there, blah, blah, blah. They posted back with their moderation and things like that. So who knows, guys? But yeah, the top 10 memes are all down in the past 24 hours. So memes are getting hit right now. And this is kind of funny, kind of ironic. Whole of crypto Twitter was waiting for retail to enter and pump the tokens, but the plan didn't quite work. Retail literally pumped the things that crypto Twitter was under allocated to. Dino coins pumping is never good for the markets, but let's see how mad this can get. I think it is good for the markets, actually. Dino coins, to me, this was a big relief. This was a relief to me that we're more likely to have a typical market cycle than something like Murad said, where we're going to skip it and just have a meme coin super cycle, and altcoins are not going to pump, and Murad said we're all going to make it as dead, right? I don't think that's the case, right? If these Dino coins like VET and stuff like that could pump, and XLM, who nobody uses, and Matic, then we're all going to make it. As Alex Becker says over here, AVAX and Cardano are just getting started. I expect the boomer L1s to run it back to their all-time highs ×2 over. Alt season, vintage, boomer, pumpage, right? And so what are we going to talk about today? Well, let's look at these top layer 1 coins by market cap. Now, as you guys can see, when we get into smart contract platforms, you've got Ethereum, that's like $420 billion, basically. Solana, 120 to 140 billion, basically 150 billion FTV. BNB, almost 100 billion. Cardano, 46 billion. Avalanche, almost 20 billion, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And today, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to talk about is this little one down here. You've heard me talk about it before, but today we're going to go in a bit more depth. That is Fantom, right? And Fantom's sitting all the way down here at almost fully diluted valuation and a $3 billion fully diluted valuation. So, and for those of you guys who aren't familiar, Fantom is a very, very cheap, very fast layer 1 blockchain, and they're doing this Sonic main chain upgraded happening in December. We'll show you that soon. That could be a catalyst for this thing to run quite hard, right? So, you know, what's some, like even Chasse is trading higher than that by $1 billion. But Fantom has like Andre Cognier and a lot of money behind it. I mean, Chasse is great too, but you know, even these things like Chronos, so I think pretty much no one uses, is trading higher. You know, like everything, like Near is much, much higher, over 2x, right? And then you go from there all the way to Sui, for example. You know, so huge potential upside here in Fantom and the Fantom ecosystem. And a lot of people are talking about, you know, the thing doing quite well. So as you guys can see over here, in this video that I made, up 33%, Pepe up 30%, all the way back in, you know, over a month ago. We talked about Fantom at 46 cents, and then doing this video 69 cents, right? And then over here, we talked about it at 50 cents. Basically, this was also, when was this? 5 months ago. And then today, you have Fantom at around 93 cents, right? So almost up 2x, but it's just getting started, right? In my opinion. And I think it's going to pump hard. It's not one of, like I said in the video last week, you have the major, like basically Ethereum and some of the bigger ones of the altcoins that are starting to pump a little bit. Slowly, the rotation will go into the other large cap altcoins as well. And the L1s will fly like Near, like Fantom, like Say, for example, et cetera, right? And so what we're talking about here is like, when do we want to look to get into these? What does these chart cycles patterns look like, right? And Crypto Amsterdam over here says, look for higher time frame cycle in 4 and 5. You know, this is where things are about to take off, and you want to enter, you know, around 3 and 4, for example, because you always see these patterns. These patterns are so common. Some coin gets a lot of attention, right? And you go through here and then it sells off and people go to the next shiny thing. And then you have this accumulation consolidation phase over here. And then it starts to pump a little bit, sells off. Everyone who is disgruntled and wanting to get out over here, as soon as it goes up a little bit, they sell off, take a little profit here, and then boom, this is when it explodes back over here, right? So we want to look for patterns like this. We see them all the time in the crypto industry, right? And so you can see this guy over here, Ansem, is comparing Fantom to Cardano's chart, right? So this is Fantom's chart exactly like this right here. And then over here, this is on the longer time frame. This is the big chart, exactly like we just talked about, right? You got this big hype, dead essentially, and then a peak coming to the death again, and then over here, and then boom, this now should run from here. As we can see, same over here, we look on this longer, on this coin market cap, same kind of pattern, 4 or 5, about to break through. Once we break out past this $1 and a little bit over here, $1.13, we should go back into, I think, quite aggressive price appreciation from that point. So as you can see from the post from Sonic Labs, Sonic is launching December what? Well, guess the date below. People are guessing 25th would be a gift, blah, blah, blah. 27th, I don't know. My guess is going to be the 7th, but probably not that soon. And so what is Sonic? Guys, Sonic is a layer 1 blockchain. It's going to be EVM compatible, super fast, you know, less than 1 second confirmation, 10,000 transactions per second. Gas costs will be less than a penny. Very nice. Work with our MetaMask, et cetera, right? So here's an interesting perspective from Bera, right? It says, Fantom is holding up nicely in the flesh. However, the mindshare that this coin and this trade deserves, it's still not there. Hence why I'll try to put in some simple form once again. The attention right now is on new coins. People these days love to trade new coins listed on Binance. And if a new coin is fully unlocked, it receives much more love. Notcoin, it's a great example. Most recently, Grass launched under 1 billion FTV and has unlocks far away. It pulled a 5x from listing. Also, you may not touch Fantom right now because you think it's an old coin, but you will FOMO once a new coin S, ticker S, appears on your screen out of nowhere and starts skyrocketing when you see everyone talking about the fastest L1 fully unlocked, undervalued as AF, compared to the likes of Sui and Aptos, right? And so ticker S is Sonic's new ticker, right? So it's not going to be FTM anymore, will be S, right? And that is the big takeaway right there. It's like it's a new shiny coin, mostly circulating. That is bullish. So Ansem says over here, don't think it's been confirmed by the team yet, but I believe it will soon. And yeah, I also think it goes back to all-time highs. The difference between Fantom and Sonic and other L1s is that they have Andre Cognier dropping a ton of new protocols and also have stacked treasury to incentivize activity. So Andre Cognier is like the DeFi genius, right? And he'll be dropping all kinds of unique protocols on Fantom that don't exist anywhere else. Plus, they got a huge treasury to help fund new projects. Now, and some things to go back to old all-time highs and probably maybe even higher than that. So that's at $3.46 from 93 cents. So you have essentially another 4x to go at least just to all-time highs, but in my opinion, probably much higher than that. So let's take a look at the Fantom ecosystem, guys, because here's a good chance you want to be in early, right? You would like to have been in Solana before Solana pumped like crazy, right? You want to be in Sui before Sui pumped like crazy. It's still early in the Sui ecosystem right now, for sure. But as you can see over here from DeFi Llama and the Fantom ecosystem, there's $120 million of TVL, total value locked, not a lot. A lot of that is coming from Beethoven, which is DEX, and Spooky Swap, which is a bridge, and Equalizer. So the top 3 protocols, we will talk about those on today's show, guys. And Beethoven, which is the DEX, as you can see from September, the chart is up and to the right for TVL. It has the most TVL, but when I started digging into this, most tokens are actually trading on Equalizer. So I'm not sure where all the TVL comes from exactly, but the market cap of this token is right now traded at 7.45 million for one of the leading DEXs on a layer 1 protocol that could explode. So you got Beethoven right here, one of the leading layer 1 DEX, and trading at right now an $7.2 million market cap, guys. And as you can see, if we go over to market cap, but see, look at almost no volume, right? No one's paying attention to Fantom right now. It's like ghost town. All-time high market cap was $12.42 million, right? So almost 2x what it's at now. It's a nice pullback. And this here too is kind of pulling that same kind of chart, right? Coming down, we want to look for maybe one more pullback and then bam, up here, potentially. That's what I'm thinking. So the next one is Equalizer, guys. Equalizer seems to be the most commonly used DEX, even though the TVL is less, but there is more activity for sure. And the market cap is a little bit higher over here, where you have a $17 million circulating market cap, $67 million fully diluted valuation. And as you come over here, you can see Fantom, Opera's native decentralized exchange. My guess is that they will be compatible when Fantom turns into Sonic. This is where it's trading right now. So like owning the two main DEXs on a layer 1 is probably a pretty good idea. Like to be able to get into something like Cetus. Remember when we talked about Cetus many months ago, and it went from like whatever we talked about, I don't know, 30 million to like 130 million or something in a few months. Maybe that's what's going to happen here with Equalizer or with Beats, which is this one over here, which is the Beethoven exchange. I'm not saying that they will, guys. You have to do your own research, make your own decisions like a big boy or girl, but just things to consider here. Do your own research. So Sonic Me Maxi over here says, thank you at Crypto Huntsman for this great video. 1 minute to bridge from Sol to Fantom. That was fast and with such low fees. Anon, you don't want to miss this gem at 200,000 market cap. So Skell is a ticker. This is very degenerate, guys. And brand new bridge though, apparently works really well. I haven't tried it yet. Moving Solana to Fantom. So coins from Sol to Fantom. This is essentially the Git book for Skeleton. Moving 100 other coins between Bitcoin, Sol, Fantom, etc. And right now it's trading. Woo! I bought it over here, and I'm pretty sure now it's back to where I started buying it at. I bought a little bit, just a couple $1,000s worth though, maybe $3,000. So maybe I have 1% of the supply now. Like it seems like a really good. I mean, it's a $370,000 FTV for something that seems to be working. Again, I didn't try it though, guys. The website is skeletonshift.io, I guess. And so you can try it. To me, it seems like a really great entry, but of course, very low volume, very low market cap. Well, the volume, volume's almost as much as market cap. Oh, nice correction there. Oh, got bought up. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I took a gamble there because it's just a pretty asymmetric bet. And guys, here is the alpha of today. So Goggles, and you can see they're trying to like play a whiff style thing. Goggles stays on, and essentially this seems to be like the official meme coin of Sonic, right? And you even have Sonic Labs posting the meme itself here. Memes on Sonic, yes please. It posts this Goggles meme, right? And I went and bought a little bit of today. It's sitting at $24 million FTV for the biggest token on Fantom, soon to be Sonic, sitting at a $24 million fully diluted valuation. The biggest one on Sui right now is like 250 million. So a 10x from there, right? Imagine if this goes to does what Hippo did or whatever. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, but maybe this happens in December, January, when Sonic really starts launching. It's probably going to have some effect of like sell the news. So there's going to be a little bit of lead up on Sonic going into the actual mainnet launch. And then when mainnet launches, maybe a bit of sell off. But then people will start trading on it. They'll start experiencing it. They'll start talking about how good it is. My bet is Goggles will be one of the top, if not the top meme over there. And you're getting it now at a $24 million valuation. To me, it seems pretty good deal. Awesome website, newer, but to the number one meme on Fantom right now seems to make a lot of sense to me, in my opinion. And if you look at Deck Screener and you sort by market cap, essentially you see that the number one token over here is Goggles. It is Goggles. It is the number one token by market cap on Fantom. And so I bought some. And the other one too, which is way riskier, way smaller. It does seem kind of cute and it's very fitting for Sonic. It's called Hedgie, Sonic the Hedgehog, right? And this is the site, and Hedgie, the non-meme with a cause. And so it's, they're trying to adopt some hedgehogs, which look how cute these little guys are. I don't know. It's very low market cap, not so low, but 3.8 million. It seems to me like, it seemed like it's been around for a while, right? It goes all the way back until September. So it doesn't seem like these guys are going to rug. It seems to be getting some popularity right now, but it's still at 3.8 million, right? So there was a 72% chance in the pump in the past 24 hours. So do you want to buy it now? Do you want to wait till it pulls back a little bit? I don't know. Up to you. Do you want to not buy it at all? You guys make your own decisions over here. I'm just here to share with you what I am doing. And here is the X account. You can see it's not followed by really anyone that I follow. But anyway, just for the fun of it, I bought it. And also we got Degen Express over here. Degen Express is the pump fund of Sonic. So if you want to play around and go get some meme stuff, on Sonic, you can go to degen.express over here, and you got this whole thing. And it is essentially the go-to for the wildest tokens. It's essentially just pump fund on Sonic. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.